I don't really talk about 1033 a whole lot. Like, people know I say 1033. People know I brand 1033 and everything like that. But actual details about the label, about the company, about everything that we're doing, right? So with 1033, it is it's my record label. Obviously, officially founded 2023, but originally founded 2013 when I released the first album. Right? We used to be in London Entertainment, but then we went to 1033 because of where I grew up. Right? I have always told people I do not want to run a record label for real. Like, I have no interest. I have no interest in running a traditional record label and having the structure and having to manage all of that for all of these people. Especially because a lot of what I do is is by myself. Like, I do a lot of stuff by myself, and I just offer help to a lot of people. So that's never been something I wanted to do. But when I started working with Pop on his first album, he was like, "Oh man, you kind of doing it already, with these Marvels projects and things like that. So you might as well sign people. You might as well, go the whole 9 yards with it." So I signed Pop. You know, so his project came out. His first album came out with 1033. Obviously all of my stuff has come out with 1033, and then I even attempted to expand that and sign some other artists along the way. But what I started seeing was I I do a lot investment wise for the artists that I work with. Signed to 1033 or not signed to 1033. Just everybody that I work with, I pour into them and I really invest in them and try to get them, you know, I try to get them elevated. I try to get them moving to a good spot. So when the record label came into play, like officially, legally, now that we the LLC and everything, I'm like, man, I can't afford to keep investing like this in every artist that I meet, that says they want to work, that asks me for help or whatever. Um, because I'm always putting out more than what I'm getting back, right? Monetarily, um, physically, emotionally, it doesn't really matter. In every way, I'm always getting back far less than what I'm putting in. So, when I have these discussions with Pop about, bringing people in and whatever, I really wanted to break what the traditional record label was. So 1033 is not, oh, here's this piece of paper, I'm signing you to this, here's the money for this, we just gonna back you 100%. You come to 1033 because you want to come to 1033. I'm not forcing anybody to be here with me. 1033 is me. I am 1033. But Pop is also 1033. He got his own stuff that he's building, but he makes the decision to work with 1033 and help build 1033 because he wants to be part of 1033 because I am helping him. He is getting, some level of benefit from this. It's not just like aimless work where he's part of 1033, but it's just for show, and he's not actually getting any benefit from this, right? I help him when he asks for help. There's a network of people that we've built around this just based off of me and him working together, like people I've met, people he's met, and that network just continues to build and build. So going forward, I operate the same way. Penn Fields just asked to be a part of 1033. Slim Haley asked to be a part of 1033. But that's their volition, right? Like, I'm not forcing them to stay. I'm not forcing them to sign anything. You come in when you want to come in. We have the discussion. You let me know what you want to do. I help you get what you want to get done. And then if you decide after that, hey, I'm signing over here, I'm going to do this, or I'm looking for a major contract, or if you just decide, hey, I want to build my own thing, I'm stepping out, hey, that's cool too. I'm not trying to hold anybody down and limit any of the possibilities for what it is they want to do. So continuing forward, I'm just like, man, that still isn't going to be enough. Like, I'm going to have to put in dumb hours, dumb revenue, just to make this thing work if I'm going to be the one investing in all these people. So I'm like, I can't keep that up. It's not sustainable, right? So that's where that model comes from, at least until I'm, financially able to do more. But that's where that model comes from of, sign when you want, or not even sign because, there's no paperwork for it, but, work with 1033 when you want to work with 1033. If you come to me and say, I want to work with 1033, I want to be a part of 1033, working with 1033 and being a part of 1033 are two completely different things, right? If you say you want to be a part of 1033, that means you helping. Like, you gotta be 10 toes at all times. Like, anytime something goes down, you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready to work. Business opportunity comes up, you gotta be ready to work. If I'm working on my project, you gotta be ready to work. If Pop working on his project, you gotta be ready to work. That's different. Like, we all hands on deck for those of us that are a part of 1033. It's not just like, oh, I want to come in, get the resources, and I'm on my way out. I've been 1033 obviously the whole time. It's mine. Pop has been 1033 for about half of that, and during that time, he's worked on his album, he's made beats, he's done this, he's done that, but that whole time, he decided, I'm going to stay with 1033. Even when people were saying, oh, man, you come over here, we can do this. Or why don't you go over here? What are you really doing? Y'all not really doing nothing, blah, 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 blah. But he still chose to stay 1033 because working together, we was getting stuff done. And that's the big thing. That's the biggest thing with when people are coming over here is to get things done. So these new people, whenever new artists show up and they're like, oh man, I want to work with 1033. Okay, cool. What's your plan? What do you want help with? We'll help the best we can, right? But like I said, if you say I want to be a part of 1033, different story. I'm going to be on your neck because if I'm helping you, I'm considering that charitable work, right? If you're just a stranger at the end of the day and I'm just helping you get your feet, that's just charitable work from the label, right? But if you say, oh, I want to be a part of 1033, nah, you gotta do the work. I'm definitely gonna be on you because now you're a reflection of my company. You're a reflection of my label. So it's the same way, like little stuff. Like, I don't curse on songs. Any project that comes out 1033, like you're with 1033, no, that's gonna be a clean project. That's non-negotiable. Zero negotiation room for that. But if you just want the help of 1033, somewhat like artist development, oh yeah, we got you. You do what you want to do, right? But yeah, I feel like there's a disconnect between what people think and what is actually shown, because I know I don't do a good job being on socials and discussing it. Like, it's almost like 1033 is run by somebody else other than me. There's even been times where labels will hit my 1033 email and ask me about me, and I'm like, why didn't y'all just email me? But I get it. I don't do a good job at showing that I am the one running this, right? So anytime you see 1033 on anything, I have my hand in it. Well, I take that back, because sometimes 1033 show up on stuff and I didn't really get a say so at the end of it, and I don't really like when that happens. But those discussions, happen. But anyway, I just wanted to take a few minutes to address that, because I feel like I don't do that enough. Bullet points, spark notes, even. Cameron London, me, runs 1033. Any artist that you see posting stuff about 1033, I had those conversations with them. If you do not see them on the artist roster for 1033, that means they have not shown yet that they are dedicated to, building 1033 for the long haul. That shows me that they are artists that I love, that I collaborate with, that are very good people, but they're people that I'm just helping in the moment. They're not people that have asked to be a part of this imprint for the long haul. So, and that's not on any bad blood or anything. That's just on understanding the different dynamics of what's going on. So, me and Pop currently 1033. Anybody else is working with 1033. They're getting help from us, right? I do want to expand that roster one day, but I got to be much more meticulous in how I expand, because when people say they want to be part of 1033, especially with me not having any contracts for anybody, I've really got, like, you essentially got to become family, right? You got to be like my brother, my sister at that point. You got to show up to the house for, cleaning the porch, cleaning the yard, cutting grass, not literally, but you got to be dedicated, because most of my life has been put into this, right? I'm 27. I'm 27. I've been doing this since I was 13. That's half my life that I've put into this. And I cannot really afford to bring people in that might destroy what I've built. So I got to be very cautious about who I let carry the namesake of the label in a serious way. This isn't for play. It's not just for laughs. It's not for giggles. This is a business that I'm running. This is something that I'm heavily invested into, that I want to see work, and I just can't afford anybody to play games essentially on my name. So if you are somebody that wants help from 1033, reach out to one of us. Any of us will be glad to help. We'll run down with you. We'll have a conversation with you. We'll see what you want to do, and we'll help you get the resources to do that. But if you want to be a part of 1033, you got to come ready to really get down and dirty with this process, with creation, with marketing, with business as a whole. Like this, you can't be wishy-washy with it, because it's not on any any issues or anything like that. But if I get screwed over by you when you say you want to be a part of it, I'm not going. That door is not a revolving door like that. It's closed, because you've already shown me, hey, I can't be trusted. And people deserve second chances and stuff like that, but the second chance you get will not be at the expense of my business. It'll have to be simply one-on-one. Like I can't even work with you at that point until you've shown me that you're going to do right by the business, by me, by the people involved. So it's a lot. And I know that's, kind of ranty, kind of rambly or whatever. Most of the people probably not even going to watch the whole video. But it's been on my mind to discuss the label and discuss how things will run. It's 1033. It's named after where I grew up, the residence where I grew up. I'm running it out of the house my grandparents left me. All of this stuff is really personal to me, and I don't want people coming in that are going to diminish that in any way, or that are going to paint what I'm trying to build in a bad light, and put a bad name on us and what we got going here. So